Hey guys, welcome to lesson 3. It's 5.4 in the book. We're kind of off with the book this unit, so try not to get too confused here. So what I want you to do is I want you to multiply each of these together. So know when it's squared, you don't like distribute ever. You FOIL it or however distribute or whatever you however you do it. And I want you to come up with an answer for these three. Okay, so this is what you should have gotten. And I just want to talk about, like, do you see a pattern from here to here, and from here to your answer, and from here to your answer? So what did you discover? What is that pattern? Well, the first thing is that first term was squared. So if I have, let's just call it a plus or minus b squared, we're going to square that first term and it ends up down there. So I'm going to say a squared, and notice the second term is also squared. So we went from 11 to 121. So I'm going to call that b squared. So first term a, second term b. Okay, what happens to that middle one? So we might need to look at this. So this is 66, this is 10, and this is 24. So notice if I multiply these two together, this first one, I would get 33. This, I would get 5. And this, I would get 12. I'm not worried about the signs. Maybe I should take this -5, -33. So if I double multiplying the first and last term together, that's going to give me my middle term. So it's going to be plus or minus depending on what you have in your problem. So this is a formula. So you're going to square a, square b, and then multiply the terms together and multiply times 2. Now, it is not imperative that you know this. It's just a nice shortcut when you see it. You don't have to go through that whole FOIL process. Okay, so go ahead, let's try this one, see what you can come up with. Okay, so when we FOIL these or distributed or whatever, the middle terms canceled out. So I was left with this, so let's call this a squared, and this minus b squared. And so if you have, let me write the original problem. So if you have the exact same thing, the only difference is 1 plus and 1 minus. These are called conjugates. And I think it's a little, this one is a little bit more important to know than this one. It's just, I don't know. I think these come up a lot more. So just know when you have this, you're going to square that, and it's always, notice the sign. It's always a minus. So I want you to look at these as conjugates. So blah, 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 minus c, blah, 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 plus c, and see if you can come up with it. Okay, this is what you end up with your answer. This is kind of like my middle ground. So I know that I'm going to square that, and I'm going to square my z. So I got that. So these are what we talked about up here. So I squared my x, squared my 5, and then doubled the a times b. And I got this for my final answer. And that is it, guys.